Hello and welcome to a new episode of Comadres y Comics. This is episode 215. We're your hosts. I'm Sarah.
I'm Krista.
And I'm Jen.
How are you guys doing?
Hello. I'm bloated.
You're bloated? You're
yes,
bloated?
because I'm starting to take fiber supplements because I get my health information on TikTok, and this lady on TikTok says that women who are peri, and postmenopausal obviously have trouble losing weight. I know this. It's true. But that there's these 4 things that nutrients that you should be always trying to reach for getting your recommended daily allowance. And they are omega-3, vitamin D, magnesium, and fiber. And obviously the best way to do it is to get it in your diet. That's what she said. But if you're not getting it in your diet, then take supplements. So I've been taking fiber supplements, and my body's all, bitch, what is this? What are you putting into my body? I've never seen it before, and I do not
know what the fuck this is. Have you been pooping a lot?
Not really. I thought it's been like 2 days, 3 days.
Okay.
It's been 3 days.
You know what?
But,
give it 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
And the bottle says start with 3 pills and then work your way up to 3 pills 3 times a day. I'm like, no way. If I feel like this right now already with just 3 pills, I'm not gonna take any more. So I'm gonna start. I've been doing my research.
3 times a day?
Yeah,
That's
they're little things.
That's a scam. Baby,
So,
that's a scam.
I've been looking at what foods I should be eating so I don't have to take these things, and hopefully the foods don't make me feel so bad. But chia seeds is one of them, and I do like chia seed pudding. It's a kind of like a overnight oats. It's like a substitute for overnight oats when you're on Whole30, because there's no you can't have oats on Whole30, and it's really good. You do chia seed, almond milk, fresh fruit. I put like date sugar and then like a teaspoon of all natural peanut butter, and it's really, really, really good. And chia seeds have a crap ton, no pun intended, of fiber. So that's how I'm doing. How about you guys?
I'm doing all right. I haven't really done. Oh, I mean, I should probably go to the doctor, but like my hands have kind of been numb, and it could be many things. Among them, carpal tunnel. Another thing could be poor blood sugar. I might actually be killing my heart with cholesterol. Who knows? So I should probably go see to a doctor about it. But
yeah.
Okay. I don't know, man. Going to the doctor is a lot.
It is, but I didn't even think about carpal tunnel. You're scooping out all the frozen yogurt or whatever every day.
And like right now, they're like fine. They're the least numb that they have been. But whenever I'm holding my phone or holding the controller or just holding something in my hands and it's like against my palms, that's when they start going numb. Which is
neuropathy. That was the word I was trying to think of earlier. Neuropathy.
Anyways. Don't be like me. If something hurts, go to the doctor. I just don't, because I went to the immigrant school of health, which is don't go until you're dying. And I'm not dying yet, so it's not much of an emergency yet.
You know, I can't blame you because the last time I had pneumonia, I tried. I first of all, I didn't know I had pneumonia. I thought I just had a cough and some kind of cold, like bad cold. And I was swallowing garlic. I was drinking a bunch of tea with honey and ginger, and I was like, "Let's hope this works." No, ma'am, it will not work.
Not if it's pneumonia.
I didn't know
it'll work.
I did not know it was pneumonia in my defense. And so I couldn't even sleep lying down. I would sleep propped up like this.
Oh
And
my
No.
Yeah,
god.
As soon as
and
I couldn't, as soon as I would have started choking lying down, I would have been like, nah.
well,
Oh wow.
yeah, but anyway, I ended up going to the urgent care, and they're like, had you waited 2 more days, we would have been we would have sent you to the ER for intravenous antibiotics. I'm like,
Oh
oh shit.
wow.
So so
Wow.
so now if it lasts more than a week, I go to the doctor. Fuck that shit. I'm not gonna die. I'm not gonna go down like that. But
Fair enough.
for me, it's been crazy. Like I'm really considering having a limpia at my house with some kind of like
Wow.
spiritual spiritual, I guess, medium or something, because there was a fire, and then there was the backed up clogged up restrooms where I had to have jet water into the major line to clean out all the roots. That was a pretty penny. And and now my husband is in the ER admitted. He's admitted in the hospital. So yeah, I think I'm ready for a spiritual cleansing. So if you guys can give me like positive energy, because I don't know what else to do.
I'll give you positive energy. Just don't ask them what's wrong or if somebody cursed you, because the answer is always yes. That's how they get you. So, like, do what you gotta do for your own peace of mind, and I will think all the positive thoughts for you, but just don't ask them what's wrong, because there's always something wrong.
Yeah. I'm gonna start burning incense and palo santo and like whatever, sage all over the corners of the house. I'm gonna set off the fire alarms. I don't know. Like it's gonna be nuts. It's gonna be nuts. Like I feel like whoa. Like what else can I do? So, yeah, that I'm against the wall, literally against the wall.
Oh,
Uh,
Sarah.
I know, but come on. I mean, it makes for entertainment. But yes, no, that's what's going on. Honestly, that all that shit started since January, January like 19th, and it just has like just consecutively rolled into like a series of unfortunate events that I have been navigating through, and I feel like at this point I'm like positive now, but before I was like kind of breaking down. So yeah, send positive energies my way, please, por favor.
Okay.
Will
Yes,
do.
yes. All right, guys, now it's time for Chisme de la Semana. Kristen, you have our Chisme today. What is, spill the tea, spill it.
I do. So they is who Marvel is who they is, has finally come out and announced the returning cast of Daredevil Born Again. And I know there was a lot of talk about
That's right.
them changing and completely revamping because, of course, as you all know, Daredevil was a Netflix production.
Yes.
Way before and the MCU took over the TV stuff. So everyone, I think, is going to be super happy and excited to learn that Charlie Cox is coming back as Daredevil, which I think everyone is very happy for.
Yes.
And even more happy to hear that Vincent D'Onofrio is going to be reclaiming his Kingpin
Awesome.
title. Something that I read Born Again a long time ago, and I didn't even really remember the storyline. And I had forgotten until I saw this that the Punisher is actually part of the storyline, and John Barenthal will be coming back to reprise his role as the Punisher. So Wilson Bethel will be Bullseye. Is that, I don't know if that's a new person or not.
I think so. I haven't seen that character in the Daredevil series. So yeah.
Bullseye? I feel like we did.
Did
but
we?
I don't remember who played him. But Karen Page will be played by Deborah Ann Wall, who is the actress who played. And I do remember, though, being very, very angry at Karen in the Born Again storyline, because I think that I don't know how they're going to play this in the TV show, or is this a TV show or is it a movie? No, I don't remember. But Karen in the comic becomes addicted to drugs, and she sells the information of who Daredevil's real identity is just so she can get high.
Wow.
So I remember that part of the story. Foggy will be played by the same actor.
Yes, because before
Alden
we had,
Hanson.
before we had reported that he might not be coming back, like
Right.
I think almost a year ago, and I was really salty about it because I liked him as a character and an actor.
Yeah.
And I thought he did a really great job as the character. So I was kind of like, are you sure everybody's coming back? And now that you're saying it out loud, I feel like, yes, I'm on board.
And then Vanessa Fisk will be Eilette Zuber. So I don't recognize her, but that doesn't mean anything because I have a poor memory for what I've watched. So that is who is going to be returning. I don't know when that again, I can't remember if it's a TV show or a movie, but
yeah, it's a TV show on
okay,
Netflix.
and it's a TV show.
Yeah.
So I guess that storyline will be playing out throughout the whole entire season, and I don't know exactly when it will start. I'm guessing it's going to be released on Disney Plus. So if you are interested at all to watch Daredevil Born Again with this amazing returning cast, you better sign up.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys, now it's time for On My Radar. Kristen, what is on your radar?
So on my radar this week is an On My Radar / Chisme de la Semana. And I am super excited about this. And so when I heard, I'm like, oh, I'm going to share that because this comic book was super, super popular between 2020 2022. It was, I think, an 8-issue series, maybe 12, if I'm remembering wrong, but it took so long to come out because of COVID and everything. But Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Last Ronin has been announced this week that there is going to be not only a movie coming out, I think it was through Paramount, but R-rated. So, yes. So
nice. R-rated Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? That is what's up.
So probably just going to be really gory.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
So, for those of you that don't know, Last Ronin is a TV show, a story set in a distant future where New York City is run by the grandson of Shredder, and he is running it with an iron fist. And in doing so, he kills off 3 of the Ninja Turtles and Master Splinter. So that leaves 1 Ninja Turtle to basically barely survive and then go on this personal journey of justice and vengeance. So there might be a few listeners who don't know who the last Ninja Turtle is. So I want to know. I don't want to spoil it. I know.
Like, tell us.
Just type it in, and then I'll know. The listeners don't have to, but I'll know.
The story has been out for years already. It's been 2 years that it actually ended. So most people who've read it, obviously, or know something about it, and also the news does say who it is. So maybe I will say it. But before I do. The comic book actually kept the secret for a pretty long time, of a few issues in. And so this comic book really, we couldn't keep it on the freaking wall because people were just so interested in this storyline of this one Ninja Turtle basically being the sole survivor and wanting vengeance. And in the comic, you would just see a shadow or a back kind of view, and the turtle had all 4 turtles weapons.
Weapons, yeah.
Yeah, so you couldn't tell who it was.
So this makes me so sad. I need to read this.
So
me too.
The book itself was one of, I think it came in second. The graphic novel came in second to the most sold graphic novel in 2023. So, yes.
Wow.
So it's, I mean, again, once the graphic novel came out, we couldn't keep that on the shelf either. It was so popular.
Mhm.
So, in your mind, with your knowledge of Ninja Turtles, who would you think of all the personalities that it would be the most devastating for that turtle to be alone?
Oh, well, for me, like, I did not read the comic book, but based on the cartoon, I would say Leonardo.
Okay. Do you have a guess, Jen?
I do.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna second that with Raphael.
Okay. Well, Raphael was the leader? Was
No,
He's the one with the red mask. He's my
Right.
favorite.
I knew Raphael had red. But
yeah,
which one was actually?
Donatello, I believe.
Okay.
I think the one who would be most devastated to be alone would be Michelangelo.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant Michelangelo.
Oh, that's so
I meant
my
Michelangelo.
God.
I'm sorry. I
Yes.
meant Michael at my first guess.
So once I heard that it was Michelangelo, I'm like, oh my gosh. The party dude, all he cares about is having a good time, pizza, skateboard, whatever. And then for him to
That's
turn
literally,
from that,
I'm not gonna lie.
for him to turn from that into this hard-hearted, cold, black-hearted person looking for vengeance, like my mind was blown. So this is on my radar. If you haven't read it, read it. Obviously, the movie won't be coming out anytime soon, but this definitely is a book that you should read. And if you've already read it, read it again. It's that good.
Yeah.
Dude, just thinking about what you just said, like the most light-hearted, easygoing turtle turn hardcore, like revenge journey kind of thing. It just makes me tear up. I'm just not.
Honestly,
I don't think I'm ready to read that book. Honestly, like
as soon as you said it, as soon as you said who would be like the most devastated, like to be alone, I was just like Michelangelo, because he loves his brothers and having a good time so much that him being alone without Master Splinter or any, oh my god, I am like, I literally got teary-eyed just thinking about it. They're not even real, they're turtles. Oh my god.
I know.
And without even thinking, I went from Daredevil into Turtles. And that was the perfect
segue.
Yes.
It's my favorite time of the podcast. It's La Hora de la Cervecita, guys. I am so into this. I'm excited.
I'm turning my can.
Don't forget to agitate. Okay, what are we drinking today, ladies?
Wow. This sounds sexy.
It really does, doesn't it? It sounds. I feel like I need a glass to pour it into, but as you know, I have nothing in my kitchen. I have absolutely nothing in my kitchen. Nothing.
So this is a chocolate malt Amore Stout. It is a stout with midnight wheat, caramel, and chocolate malts and natural flavors. It was brewed and canned by Loren and Shirley in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. No, it doesn't say Milwaukee. It says Wanakee.
Oh, okay.
In collaboration with the Chocolate Shop Ice Cream Company.
What the hell?
Oh my gosh. And there's also, we love to choose the cans with pretty artwork. And just so you know, that's how I choose my wine bottles at Big Lots. That's how I used to choose my wine bottles.
A Big Lot, got it.
By just pretty art, whichever had the best art. And the artwork is by Rayanne Smith. And that's Raeyn, or maybe it's just Rain. And it's called Untitled Art.
I think Untitled Art is the brewery. And
got it. Okay.
And the actual drink is called Chocolate Malt Amore Pastry Stout. So it's
pastry stout. Okay.
It's a big old. I'm nervous because it's 10%.
Yeah, wow. I wouldn't have known unless you pointed it out. I'm gonna open it close.
Oh my god. Okay.
ASMR segment of Commodity Comics.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay. I don't even want to drink it right now. I just want to smell it.
Oh my gosh.
It's Smells
like
like
a chocolate eclair.
yeah, like ice cream. Like I don't know. Like wow.
Was
This
it gonna
is-
give me the toots? Does it actually have ice cream in it?
the toots.
That would be something.
Tooty
The dare
toot toot.
Okay, here we go. All right, I should cleanse my palate.
Oh. Oh my god. I want to make sweet love to this.
Wow. That's
Yeah,
good.
That is oh my god. You know, I've been wanting to buy Untitled art. I mean, what is it called? Untitled art series because they have different series. And because their cans are so damn attractive because they're all, artwork. But their cans have been like in the $12.99 range. Some
Oh,
of them
wow.
are $20 a can, okay? And I haven't had a chance to
I was a little too enthusiastic about that.
So, I mean, when I saw this one for a little bit less than that, I'm like, we got to review it because I've been wanting to review this. But again, the cans are like over like $11.99, $12.
Wow.
Yeah, per can.
Yeah.
Let alone a 4-pack or a 6-pack.
Right.
But anyway, it's my first time drinking this, and I've been staring at this brewery for over 2 years.
Oh,
But
wow.
their cans have varied in artwork, varied in flavors and everything. But they've all been a little bit over my price range, especially to buy 3 cans for us to review.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I waited, though it was worth the wait, honestly. What do you guys think? Oh my god.
Well,
my
I am not a chocolate lover. I'll eat chocolate. Sometimes I'll crave it, but very rarely. I'm not a coffee lover. I'll drink it, but it has to be full of sugar and cream. And I can taste both of those flavors in this beer, but they work very well. And I find it interesting. It was made with ice cream or in collaboration with an ice cream shop because this would be amazing over a scoop of vanilla bean ice cream.
Yes, it would.
Yeah.
Yes, it would.
I don't know. Do you guys taste a hint of cherry, or is that the caramel? Like it's I saw a little.
You're right.
There's I saw a little bit of it on the light, and it almost looks like a little cherry Coke kind of color. Did you pour it out, Jen?
No, I didn't because the grass that I grabbed was not clean.
No, but if you look at the light, like just the lip of it, if you
it looks kind of like cherry red. Cherry Coke.
Oh yeah,
cherry Coke, yeah.
So I think so. It has like maraschino cherries or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It is.
Wow. And it has that malty kind of buttery feel on your tongue as well. You know what? I might bite the bullet and buy more of this Untitled art because they have a totally different brews out there with different artwork. I mean, I wonder if it's a collector's item.
Collector's items for beer.
Right? I mean, it's really damn sexy, dude. It's beautiful.
It is. I'm not over just how complex and rich it tastes. It literally tastes like you're drinking like a truffle box.
Yes.
Like you got one of those like the really nice C's or like the German company like
Godiva.
Chocolate boxes, and you're just delicious. Like this is definitely, again, it's not one of those beers you can chug. You definitely have to savor it.
No, you have to savor it. And it's one of these that you do not need to serve completely cold. It could be room temperature, and it's still, I think the complexity of the flavors will hit differently with different temperatures as it goes to room temperature as well. But yeah, those little, I'm not a cherry lover, but this one is really hitting so good.
I love cherries.
And then initially, like you said, it smells like an eclair.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I don't know. I am beside myself with I'm just in awe. Like I'm speechless. I am speechless. This is such a good beer. It's so, you know what? If I wanted to woo somebody that was a beer lover and in order for me to get in their pants, I would definitely bring this beer.
That's funny.
Wow.
Are you
Wow.
ready to rate it?
Yes. I'm sorry. I lost myself right there.
So we do rate our beers on a 5-point scale, where a 1 is very unsatisfied, a 2 is unsatisfied, a 3 is neutral, a 4 is satisfied, and a 5 is very satisfied. I'll just start. I am going to go 4 out of 5 satisfied. I definitely am coming around to enjoying these porters and stouts a lot more, but they're still just really not my thing. But a 4 out of 5 definitely is good. I would drink this again, but definitely I think it's in dire need of a scoop of ice cream.
Well, I'm gonna go next, and I think this would be a beautiful beer to serve in a nice like tulip glass with a little cherry on the side of the lip of the glass. Just really, it would really be very sexy to look at before you sip it. But for me, it just blew my mind. I'm gonna go Super Saiyan on this. Completely Super Saiyan.
Whoa!
Yes.
Wow!
Yeah,
I forgot to say about Super Saiyan. Obviously, now that Sarah has said Super Saiyan, if it's off the charts and doesn't fit on our scale, then we give it Super Saiyan.
Yeah.
How about you, Jen?
I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5. It's really, really good. I still remember the one that we had last week.
Fake news? I mean, cake news? Cake news.
Cake news, yeah. Oh, just that was
that
so good.
Yes,
and like this one's really, really good too, but not in a different way. But it didn't like shock me like the other one did.
Yeah.
This one's it's very nice to look at. It sounds really, really good, and it tastes and smells really great. So it's met like all my expectations. 5 out of 5. That's not bad at all. It's really, really good. Highly do recommend.
Oh,
But
absolutely. Yeah.
I like close my eyes and I think about cake news, and I'm like,
yeah, that one was good.
Yeah, and I think the hardship from actually drinking cake news because you ripped the can. I thought that was like,
that's right.
That's right.
Yeah, that was sensational. I'm so glad she stabbed it.
You caught that one. You caught that one when I like opened it and then it just like blew up in my face.
Yes. The reason I'm giving it a Super Saiyan is also because I'm not a chocolate lover, and the use of chocolate in this manner is really just hit me like a complete surprise. So for me, that was really innovative. So I'm like that's why I gave it a Super Saiyan, because I'm not a chocolate lover, and it kind of swayed me to be a chocolate lover. Like that's a big thing. Like I know I'm fat, but I like meat, not chocolate. So it's all about potatoes. But yes, that is our beer review. All right, guys, it's now time for our book review. What are we reviewing today?
So today, and I really hope I got the correct book that you guys were talking about. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. We are reading Chester 5000 by Jess Fink, an erotic, robotic Victorian romance. So, I'm going to read the back that it has here because besides this, spoiler, or maybe not quite yet, but this has no words. It has sound effects. Very distinct.
And I didn't know that until we opened it, because this book came wrapped in plastic.
Yes.
Hey,
yes.
You know what? I think it got the essence of what it wanted to convey perfectly with no words. Because you're going to want to look at the pictures.
100%.
You're going to really want to look at the pictures. This is on YouTube now.
Really?
Well, no, aren't we like recording and putting on
yes,
YouTube?
we are.
Yeah.
So I'm like, really?
Whoa. That's not cool.
No, so I don't think we can show.
Yeah.
No, we cannot.
So sorry, you guys. You're just gonna have to.
Honestly, we might be hard pressed to even find a page that doesn't. Oh, like this one doesn't have any.
Oh no!
Oh no, her boobies hanging out.
No, we cannot. We cannot.
I mean, if we.
The first page is nope.
No, wait. I found one. It's like page 16, 17.
Okay.
Okay, as they look through that, I'm going to read the back.
Okay.
1885, an age of industrial revolution and sexual frustration. Priscilla is a woman with needs, and her inventor husband, Robert, is a little too busy with his experiments to keep her fully satisfied. Science to the rescue. With a few gears and springs, the proper appendages, a little lubrication, and a lot of love, Chester 5000 is born. He's the perfect tool for the job. But what if Chester is more than just a machine? What are the consequences of trying to engineer love? A delight for adult readers of all stripes, Jess Fink's beloved classic reads like a whimsical love child of steampunk, silent film, and erotic comics. And that's actually pretty apt. This is porn, if you haven't gotten the clue yet. It's just...
Right.
It's
In
erotica.
little tiny words on the back, it says, for adults only.
That's why it
have
was
a
shrink wrapped.
page.
It won an Ignatz, though. Like,
Yes, I was just gonna say that it won an award, and I just was looking up. I looked it up the other day to see specifically what that's for. But the Ignatz recognizes exceptional work that challenges popular notions of what comics can achieve, both as
Wow.
an
That
art
is-
form and as a means of personal expression.
that is pretty... Actually, yeah, I can see that. Honestly, I was not expecting how it ended. Yeah. I was... it got very dramatic. It was like I was reading a black and white or like telenovela.
Yeah, it was.
Mhm.
In this specific book, when I looked up some information about it to see what other people had said or what the awards were and stuff like that, it was also been very highly touted for its portrayal of polyamory,
Yeah.
and also lesbian. What's the word I want to say? Lesbian pleasure.
Yeah. Or the female pleasure.
Exploration.
Women, like women
Yeah.
desire.
Yeah.
Feminine
So-
desire. There we go. I like that. Feminine desire.
So just from the description that Jen read, you get the idea that Robert, he reminded me 100%. He reminded me of Reed Richards.
Yes.
Where Reed Richards just wants to be in his lab working and is completely oblivious to the wants and needs of the people around him, most specifically his own freaking wife.
You know what? But Reed Richards never made his wife a fuck machine. So you know what?
Right.
That's why Robert is better. I mean, he's still not great, but he's better than Reed Richards.
So very true. And so Robert actually makes this robot so that literally Priscilla would leave him alone. Because she's very, for 1885, she was very sexually, I want to say,
Open?
Ravenous.
Yes.
Ravenous. Yes.
So he makes this robot, Chester, which the name just really is not doing it for me. I every time I hear Chester, I hear that other word that rhymes with it, and it ruins it for me. But
Chester the Fester, but with an M and
Yeah.
other vowels.
rhymes with Polester.
Oh my god, very different train thoughts.
But what I found interesting, again on the back of the book, it's like, is he more than just a machine? You actually start to see that Chester actually is in a little bit of a way, what's the word? Where you have feelings?
Sentient?
Yeah, sentient.
Sentient.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So in that part, really reminded me of Alex and Ada. Have you guys ever read Alex and Ada?
Yes.
So
I remember
Alex and Ada was a very, very, very good comic book about this time in the distant future where there was the possibility of having a personal android. And there was a group of people who basically were kind of wanting to fight for androids' rights. And there was like a special code that you could put into your android and they would become sentient. And so there was a lot of multi-layers to the story, but Ada was the android that Alex had, and he starts to fall in love with her. And it was, I mean, I cried multiple times in that book. And it's at the end of the day, a love story, but a love story with an android and a human being. And then just a lot of questions about, you know, what is human, what makes somebody or something human. And I recommend that book even to this day to people. But if you haven't read Alex and Ada, definitely read it. But that's what this book reminded me of, because Chester, you could tell, was not just a robot. He definitely was able to sense emotion and feeling for Priscilla. So I thought that was a really interesting addition to the story.
Yeah, and I'd like to add, you know, there is no dialogue. There's only images, and it just goes to show you how art can portray emotion in such a way that the reader, or in our case, the voyeur, the viewer, can sense that emotion being developed. And the way the panels were set, where the artist had to come up with the way to convey that there was a deeper connection other than physical happening between Chester. I'm going to describe it. Basically, Chester has these like little compartments, like little like doors in his chest, where there are little kind of gifts. Yeah, like gifts. Like, for instance, when she opens it for the first time, she notices that there is a portrait of hers in his chest, where his heart should be, and that's kind of the way he is portraying to her that, hey, it's more than just physical.
And but man, the panels of the physical. I mean, you already saw that we were hard pressed to find pages without penises and vaginas.
Yeah. or robotic, you know, stuff. Robotic appendages.
Oh, Jen is on mute for some reason, and she's talking, but we can't hear her.
Yeah. No, sorry. There's a lawnmower going on in the background. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it's going. But yeah, no, there's every page. I guess there's like sort of a fight scene. That one doesn't have any. Yeah. And so there's a lot happens. But it is drawn very, very well. There's a lot of it is like also like pretty silly. So it's got like, it does have a lot of like, there's love, there's like romance, there's like comedy, there's like really like tender moments, and then there's like a fight scene too. So it gets like a little bit dramatic. It is like as I was reading it, I'm just like, damn, this is like a comic book telenovela. I'm into it. There was a lot happening.
Just like the other book that we read without words, which I feel weird saying it because it was a children's book. The same breath as me talking about this one. But when I found Isata Island, when I found out that the book didn't have words, I was disappointed. And I was like, oh man, like just a bunch of pictures to look at. But just like that book, I was 100% wrong in my kind of like disappointment. And I really, really enjoyed not just the sex stuff, but the storyline. There was a lot going on. Robert, without giving too much away, Robert starts to realize that his invention is a little bit too good, and starts to realize that he is being replaced in that regard. And then we have a whole nother couple that gets involved in the storyline. No, another couple or just another woman?
Just another woman.
Yeah, just another woman. Yep, there's the
fight scene.
Yeah. And so there's a lot of dynamics happening with this story where with a robot. And it
and no words.
And no words, yeah. So Jess Fink, I think there was a little bit of information in the back, is a cartoonist focused on romance and autobiography. And in 2017, Jess won the Ignatz Award for Outstanding Series for the books Chester 5000. And there is a Chester 5000 #2. So there is a sequel called Isabel and George. And I don't want to give away who Isabel and George are, but actually, no, they're not even in this one. So never mind. I made that up. There is also other works that include We Can Fix It, a time travel memoir. Their comics can also be found in anthologies, Smut Peddler by Iron Circus, Smut Peddler 1 and Smut Peddler 2, and Smut Peddler Presents My Monster Boyfriend. Jess's illustrations have been featured in various publications, but the ones that they're most proud of are We Are Become Pals, a beautiful book about best friends by Joey Camo, and the tabletop role-playing romance game Starcrossed. Now, I would be into that game. A tabletop romance game, RPG? Like, I'm into that.
Fair enough.
And that was the winner of the Diana Jones Award for Excellence in Gaming. You can see more of Jess's work at jessfink.com. And there's other erotic digitally published works that you can find at jessfink.itch. That's itch.io. So make sure that you are not at work when you are going to that link, because that 100% is
Definitely
NSFW. So definitely a very enticing, amazing. I was satisfied, no pun intended there either, by the story and the art.
Oh, absolutely. The art is basically black and white, or I would even go as far as saying off-white and black and white, and also maybe some grays. But the amount of like dynamic movement in the artwork really sends the story, like it really propels the story so well. I'm a great big fan of this artwork. I mean, especially the sex scenes are freaking so dynamic and so versatile, and you could almost hear the moisture. It's crazy. Like,
oh my God, that's a perfect quote. You can almost hear the moisture.
Yeah.
I mean, that was one of the sounds that was like the onomatopoeia that was in the book. So.
But no, this is I mean, I know that Kristen said, okay, this is all pictures, you could just kind of skim through it. I took my time. It was that good.
You're gonna want to take your time.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, absolutely.
Most of all, like if you're a guy reading this, take a real good notes.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes.
Chester was well programmed.
Yes. It's quite an amazing work. I was not expecting that whatsoever. I mean, I saw it and I was like, oh, this is going to be interesting. But I did not think it would not have words. And then the pictures and the quality of the artwork was just so amazing that it just blew me away. I did not have that blown away feeling from like just looking at it. And I was like, oh, okay, whatever. I'm just going to skim through it. No, you really go deep in. It's really good. It's
you really amazing. Go deep in, and so does Chester.
I'm not surprised it got an award. It's really that good. I'm really super. I don't want to. I don't want to.
Even while I was reading it,
I just want to keep this under my my pillow. Actually.
I find it very almost more of an accolade for a book with absolutely no words to win awards. And Isla Island also did the same. It won an Eisner. So I don't know if it won or it was just nominated. I want to say it won. So definitely don't discount books with no words in them.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Definitely.
That's absolutely right.
They have a place for, like for beginner readers, and for adult readers, apparently.
Yeah, absolutely. We're actually ready to rate it. What is our rating scale, Kristen?
So we rate our books on a 1 to 3 concha rating scale. 3 conchas being the most conchas that Jen's mom ever let her eat in one sitting. So that was the best. But of course, if a book doesn't fit on our scale, we have extra things that we can rate our books. And I definitely am going to give this book 3 conchas, and I don't know what's a sexy something that I can put on the side.
I have an idea.
So 3 conchas and a glass of red wine or something that's romantic. But definitely worth.
You know those nudie cakes? Do they still make those?
What's a nudie cake? Like
when they put a penis on it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So 3 conchas and a bottle of red wine, because after a bottle, you're going to be doing all the positions in this book.
There were a lot.
Yes. I like the tree scene, actually.
Oh, that one was funny.
Yeah.
That was funny, yeah. This is Sarah, and I'm going to give it 3 conchas and a can of Untitled Art chocolate malt Amore pastry stout with the cherry on top. That's my rating.
Nice. All right. I'm going to give it 3 conchas. 2 of them are round, though, and one of them's, like, long. In essence, 3 conchas. And yeah, like this was really good. I really enjoyed it, and I want to read book 2 because I was also confused, Kristen. I thought that was like also tied in with the pairing that we saw.
Yes, me too. The end of the book. Until I just looked at the names, I'm like, oh wait, those aren't that people.
Yeah, well, we never know what the other lady's name is, but
right.
Yes, that's right.
The other guy might have like another name.
True. Yeah.
So it could be them. Or it could be a whole nother couple. It is polyamory, so
right, yeah.
Another couple introduced into the mix. So that and I was thinking, I was just like, wow, swingers. Okay.
Robot swingers.
Yeah, robot swingers. So yeah, that's my review.
And that has been our book review. All right, guys, now it's time for En la Librería. Jen, what do you have for us today?
So today I have Coiled to Strike, a Western anthology. Ooh. So it is by Akira Brown, who's the CEO of WildStar Press. And this is the synopsis that they have right here. So, Coiled to Strike, the story. If you see a snake with the devil's horns, you better pray you don't meet their gaze. A smart man will tell you it's best not to cross an angry viper. A wise man will tell you that the viper with devil's horns is named Emory Graves and is the most dangerous of them all. No one truly knows who or what Emory Graves is, but much like a wildfire, rumors spread. Are they seeking revenge for their family? A lost love? Maybe they really are the devil's aid, sending the unfortunate to death's door with the venomous bite of their bullet. Or are they just a cowboy getting their kicks causing trouble? A few fine folks have come to WildStar Press, a saloon where stories are traded, if you will, to share some of those tales, truths, rumors, and more about the mysterious Emory the Viper Graves. So they have quite a few contributors. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 contributors to this anthology press.
Wow.
And they have WildStar Press has made other books, Tales of the Unknown and A Song of the Seas. This is, I believe, their 3rd anthology series. They have the rewards posted, and they also have interior art ready to see, and it looks really, really, really good. They have a concept art of who Emery Graves is, and I'm guessing they're all going to be stories focused around this, set like from different points of views, all around this one singular character. I like how it looks. So right now they have the rewards, which is the Coil to Strike anthology that's going to be available as a digital copy, but also as a physical book. They have stickers that are matte die cut 2 by 3 inches, and it's going to be, I believe, in black and it's 16 stories, 180 pages, grayscale and black and white. They have the budget broken down, and they also have stretch goals. So for every additional 1,000 they earn from goal, each story will be paid an extra 50. If they earn 16,000, which is the budget, the stories will get an extra $50, and if they earn 17,000, the stories will get an extra 100 to like the contributors. About Wild Star Press. So it was founded in 2019 by Akira Brown, and Akira Brown created this indie publishing company to uplift the voices of diverse creators. Their personal goal was and still is to spread stories across the globe, sharing a message that's not only positive but one relatable to the minority in an effort to push that representation does in fact matter. Now, with this publishing company, WildStar can also help others with similar ideas to do that as well. WildStar is a small but growing press here to keep the fun in the creative process of building the stories. The importance of quality triumphs over quantity, so the press will continue taking its time to grow in order to put care into each story that gets published. So you can always pledge without a reward. You just want to show support. But right now they have a goal of $14,000. They're currently at 2,646 with 84 backers and 17 days to go. Their base pledge starts at $10, which is a digital copy of Coiled to Strike. And then at $20, you can get the physical copy of Coiled to Strike. At $35, you can get the physical and the PDF copy. And then at $45, you get the physical copy, the sticker set, the PDF, plus PDF copies of their previous anthology, Songs of the Sea and Tales of the Unknown. They have one at $55, which is all the previous rewards plus the physical copies of the previous 2 anthologies. And they have a retailer tier that is 5 copies of Code to Strike for $85. So it looks really, really good. And they have obviously been successful in their previous campaigns to kickstart, which is Tales of the Unknown and Songs of the Sea. They're small, pretty small, but this looks really, really good, and they have quite a few contributors, so they've obviously have been successful. Definitely check it out. I have already also backed it because I love a good Western, and it's Emery Graves is a black cowboy, so that also piqued my interest. I was just like, ooh, okay, different. I love me a Western, but I'm also very critical of Westerns because I know how racist they can be. So definitely seeing this, I'm like, all right, I like where this is going. So Coil to Strike by Akira Brown on Kickstarter.
I love that title.
Yeah, that's pretty clever.
It's really cool.
Yeah. All right, guys, now it's time for Juntos y Fuertes. Kristen, what do you have for us today?
So, just a reminder, Juntos y Fuertes is our segment where we highlight other projects that either uplift or support marginalized creators. And so this is an organization called the Graphic Novels and Comics Roundtable. And they are a community zine project, and they're calling for submissions. So, and they're not going to be having a deadline until May 31st. So hopefully that gives those of you listening who are interested some time to submit. Hopefully you have some stuff in your back pocket already. But this is a zine project, and they're seeking submissions for this zine project. And the zines are independent. If you don't know, zines are independently made creative works that encourage self-expression, making them the perfect medium for library workers to share their own stories. Everyone has a story that they can share to help us all fight censorship. You can help spread awareness about the important work library workers, educators, creators, and communities do by creating and submitting an original zine. And in case you feel like you need this option, anonymous submissions are accepted. The goal here is to share physical versions of your zines at the ALA Annual 2024, along with a digital version. They hope to create a zine anthology in the future, and you can post your projects on social media using the hashtag GNCRT zine and tag libcomics. That's LIBCOMIX. The deadline for submissions is May 31st. And you can always reach out with questions, but what they're looking for is for you to tell your own story about facing censorship, share strategies for taking care of yourself and your colleagues, adapt the GNCRT Addressing Challenges Toolkit to discuss what to do before, during, and after a challenge, share ways of addressing challenges related to comics and graphic novels, magazines, manga, visual material, explore how to take action in your community and build coalitions, offer practical and concrete strategies that you have seen work. And there are a couple of other examples, but if you're interested, I actually have gone to the Zine Fest here in Los Angeles, and it was very, very cool. It's like still like the grassroots underground of what comic industry used to be. And I really enjoyed that and appreciated that. So if you're interested, definitely go to, I'll actually post the link, but it is Graphic Novels and Comics Roundtable.
That is so cool. Zines. Wow. Yeah, a lot of people like tell their stories through zines or chapbooks. So this is like a really great opportunity. So thank you for sharing that with us. Okay, guys. Today, instead of saludos, we're doing it in memoria. And there are a couple of people in the comics community who have passed away, and we want to share that with everybody that's listening because they really made their mark in the comic community. So, Kristen, if you can take it away from here.
Yes. So, very sadly, Ricardo Padilla, the executive director and co-founder of Latino Comics Expo, passed away this week. And the Latino Comics Expo has honestly been in the comic book industry since 2011, trying to highlight and uplift Latinx voices. The Latino Comics Expo is the nation's first convention dedicated to highlighting the work of comic book creators, illustrators, and others in the literary and visual arts whose work reflect the influence and celebration of Latinx culture. Ricardo has always been, was always welcoming and opening to Comadres y Comics being a part of Latino Comics Expo, and he will fondly be remembered for all he has done to uplift Latinx voices in the comic community.
Yeah, as a co-founder of the Latin Comics Expo, he has been around for so many. He's touched so many people. Crystal Gonzalez, the Hernandez brothers came down to one of his events. Rafael. There's just a plethora, a myriad of people who have been touched by Ricardo Padilla. And if you want to know a little bit about the man he was and about his vision and about his inspiration, we highly recommend you take a look and watch the Las Pláticas episode with Ricardo Padilla. He was such a dynamic guest on our podcast, and he will be missed. I don't even know what this entails for the Latino Comics Expo, but we are sharing our most sincerest condolences to his family and the Latinx comics community. Ricardo Padilla, you will be missed. We really appreciate you, and rest in peace.
It's been an education. So that's why I say from day one, from now, I feel like I've been educating so much, just telling people, there's Mexicans, there's Central American, we love to read, we love comic books, 30% of the people that go see all those Marvel films is us, I've had to do so much education that it's kind of been a trip. So that's from day one. I think that's been the obstacles. Of course, now I see that there's all kind of expos and festivals, and I kind of feel like I think we've been part of that movement where now you do see like African Americans have their shows. There's other Latino shows. Asians have their shows. I mean, one of the things I've been proud of too is that we've helped start other shows. Like we helped start SoulCon. We started to help QueerCon when that started in San Francisco.
Oh, yeah.
And that was fun getting them off and rolling. And at our show, that's why I've always been thankful. Another shout out to Josh Trujillo. He hosted our first ever LGBT panel that we had.
Oh, right.
And I was very proud of that because that's another barrier in our community. People still got to wake up from that. But we've always been proud that we've had our LGBTQ panel. We've always had Prism Press there with a table to represent, people need that. That's life and death stuff. So that's one thing that's been a barrier. But I'm like, you know what? We're going to pass through this and hit people up to, to other, like you said, communities in our own raza that need this. So we're not gonna close any doors. It's definitely a safe space for everybody in the comunidad. So that's why I've been proud of that, and I look forward to us, making that relationship bigger and stronger.
So we didn't know the next person personally, but Trina Robbins also passed away this week, and Trina was all the way back in 1970 already working in comics as one of the creators of It Ain't Me Babe, which was the first comic book made exclusively by women. She was also the first woman to draw an entire issue of Wonder Woman and a full run on Wonder Woman series after 4 decades. 40 years of solely male writers on Wonder Woman. She founded Friends of Lulu, an advocacy group for female comic book creators and readers, and she was also a historian who specialized in books about female cartoonists. She did a lot to pave the way for why am I getting there's too much. We should have only done one. Now I'm getting emotional and misty-eyed. But she did a lot for women in the comic book industry. And I think it's because we saw her at one of the
I think we've seen her a few times.
Yeah,
like either
right,
at WonderCon or
but
because she would still do the concert.
Yes, but as I say, thing is because we saw her, and just so many people are just so enamored with her, and she was, as far as I know, still really active in the community, and really came out back in the day to speak out against such like really popular artists and writers like R. Crumb, because of the types of degrading and demeaning things that he would portray for women. And she stood up and was like, that's not funny. That's not okay. And has actually been on record to say that they told her, oh, you just don't have a sense of humor. Like, imagine being a woman in and now I see Sarah eyes and that made me want to cry. But imagine being a woman in a male-dominated industry like the comic book industry, which is still to this day like that. I mean, we hear a new person coming out every other week about how they try to assert their power and control over another creator who was a woman. So for her to speak out and speak up in that kind of environment back in the day was like super amazing and very powerful to hear that that's the type of woman she was. So definitely two amazing forces of power in the comic book industry that will definitely be very, very missed.
And maybe like a little moment of silence just in memory of them, just to just keep them in your prayers and their families, and all the people they've touched in their lives. And that will bring us to the end of this episode. Where can they find us, Kristen?
So you can find us at commodityscomics.com, where you can find links to all of our social media. And also, don't forget to, if you're not already watching us on YouTube, if you don't know, we are not just on all the major streaming platforms. We are also, you can watch us on YouTube. If you're listening to us right now and you want to see us for future episodes, check us out at Commodity Comics on YouTube.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for all your support. Thank you for listening. If you would like, please rate and review our podcast. It really helps out. We are currently on most streaming platforms, but we would like to be released on other streaming platforms, including Amazon Music. That's actually a goal that I want to achieve at one point. But yeah, also rate and review us on YouTube. We really appreciate it. Say hello. Say, you know what, Sarah, there's a booger hanging out of your nose. Like, anything is welcome. Thank you so much for all your support, and thank you for sharing your time with us. We have been your hosts. I'm Sarah.
I'm Kristen.
And I'm Jen.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
And that's on Period Network.